Story number 1. The commuting nightmare. The man on the 817 train. Clara, a freelance writer, relied on the reliability of the 817 train. It whisked her from the quiet suburbs into the bustling heart of the city, a routine as predictable as the sunrise. Yet, one Tuesday morning, a subtle shift in the rhythm of her commute sent a shiver down her spine. As she boarded the train, a man in a rumpled brown suit caught her eye. He stood out amongst the sea of tired commuters, his gaze fixed intently on her. He was unremarkable, average height, mousy brown hair, and glasses perched precariously on his nose. But something in his unwavering stare felt predatory. He boarded the next car, his eyes never leaving her. Clara tried to shrug it off, attributing it to her overactive imagination. The train lurched forward, carrying them through the cityscape. Throughout the journey, Clara stole glances at him. He remained in his spot, his head tilted slightly, a faint smile playing on his lips. At her stop, Clara practically leapt off the train, the man's unsettling gaze burning into her back. Throughout the day, a nagging unease lingered. That evening, as she boarded the train home, a surge of dread washed over her when she saw him again, same car, same unwavering stare. This time, fear propelled her to act. She changed cars, seeking refuge amongst a group of boisterous teenagers. The man didn't follow. Relief flooded her, but a seed of doubt had been planted. The next morning, the man was back, his unsettling smile widening slightly. The following days became a chilling routine, the man on the 817 train, his relentless gaze a constant source of unease. Clara started taking a different route to work, the extra time a small price to pay for peace of mind. However, one rainy morning, her usual route was flooded. Desperate for work, she opted for the train, bracing herself for the man's unwelcome presence. He wasn't there. Relief washed over her, but it was short-lived. As the train pulled into her station, a single red rose lay tucked between the seat cushions, a small card attached. In spidery handwriting, it read, "Always watching." Clara's blood ran cold. She reported the incident to the police, but without a clear description of the man, they dismissed it as a harmless prank. Fear became her constant companion. She started receiving similar roses at her doorstep, each card bearing the same chilling message. One evening, returning home, Clara spotted a brown figure lurking in the shadows near her apartment building. Terror surged through her. She broke into a run, the figure giving chase. Reaching her apartment, she fumbled with the keys, slamming the door shut just as he reached for it. That night, she finally received the attention of the authorities. The police set up a stakeout but found nothing. Desperate, Clara quit her job and moved across town, hoping to escape the unseen stalker. Weeks later, a package arrived at her new address. Inside, a single, wilted brown suit, a faint smile etched into the cardboard cutout where a face should have been. The inscription read simply, "See you on the 817. Clara vanished without a trace. The case of the man on the 817 train remains unsolved, a chilling reminder of the vulnerability faced by those who take the same route, day after day, unaware of the eyes that may be watching. The disappearance of Clara cast a long shadow over the city. The police, despite their renewed efforts, found no leads. The man on the 817 train vanished as mysteriously as he had appeared. Commuters, particularly women traveling alone, became hypervigilant, scanning faces with a newfound fear. Months passed. Then, one seemingly ordinary Tuesday morning, a scream shattered the morning routine on the 817 train. A lone passenger, a woman with fiery red hair, had found a hidden compartment on the train, tucked away beneath a seat. Inside, a collection of wilted brown suits lay piled high, each bearing a faint, chilling smile. Attached to each suit was a single, faded photograph, all featuring women with similar features to Clara, women who had vanished without a trace. The discovery sent shockwaves through the city. The case was reopened, the 817 train scrutinized with forensic intensity. However, the investigation yielded no new information about the stalker. The question of his identity and motive remained a chilling mystery. The red-haired woman, shaken but determined, decided to take matters into her own hands. She organized a group of women who used the 817 train regularly. They created a system of buddy checks and rotated their schedules, making it impossible for a stalker to single anyone out. The man never returned. The train remained a vital artery for the city, but the memory of the stalker lingered, a whisper on the wind, a reminder of the silent threat that can lurk in the most ordinary places. The red-haired woman, now a vocal advocate for women's safety, continues to ride the 817 train, a beacon of defiance against the unseen darkness. Story number 2. The perfect click, the price of social media fame. Sarah, an aspiring influencer, lived for the perfect Instagram post. Her meticulously curated feed showcased a life of luxury, designer clothes, exotic vacations, and a seemingly endless supply of expensive freebies. But behind the curated facade, Sarah juggled mountains of student debt and a relentless need for validation. One afternoon, while scrolling through a trending hashtag, she stumbled upon a peculiar contest, the Follower Challenge. The anonymous sponsor promised a life-altering prize, a brand new luxury apartment in a trendy city district, a year's worth of designer clothing, and a hefty cash sum, to the person who gained the most followers in a month. Sarah, desperate for a way out of her financial woes and blinded by the allure of instant fame, jumped headfirst into the contest. She documented every detail of her life, amping up the luxury angle, her phone a constant extension of her hand. The followers started trickling in, then flowing like a digital river. Engagement soared. Brands reached out, showering her with sponsored content and free products. Sarah, intoxicated by the attention, felt like she was finally living the dream. But the contest came with a hidden clause: daily location tags were mandatory. Initially, Sarah didn't think much of it. But soon, she started noticing strange occurrences. Gifts would appear at her doorstep: designer sunglasses, a bouquet of her favorite flowers, none with a return address. Unexplained comments flooded her posts, cryptic messages hinting at a sinister knowledge of her daily routine. Unease settled in her gut, like a persistent low hum. She tried to downplay it, attributing it to stress and the pressure of the contest. Then, one evening, her phone buzzed with a notification. A new follower, the Watcher. Their profile picture was blank, their bio simply a single word: watching. A shiver ran down Sarah's spine. Days turned into weeks, and the Watcher remained a constant presence, liking every post, commenting on every photo. The comments started subtly, compliments on her clothes or hair, then escalated to more personal observations, mentions of places she'd visited hours before, cryptic references to her morning coffee routine. Sleep became a luxury Sarah couldn't afford. The fear of being watched, of her every move being tracked, gnawed at her. She contacted the contest organizers, pleading to remove the location tagging requirement, citing privacy concerns. Their response was chilling: the rules are the rules. Disqualification results in forfeiture of all prizes. Trapped by her own ambition, Sarah continued the charade, a prisoner in her own perfectly curated life. One rainy afternoon, a notification from the Watcher sent her blood running cold: beautiful in that blue dress. Shame it'll be the last thing you wear. Panic seized her. She contacted the police, her voice trembling as she recounted the events. Initially skeptical, they became convinced by the sheer volume of the Watcher's comments, each pinpoint accurate. The contest website was traced back to a series of anonymous servers, leading nowhere. The police advised Sarah to go dark, to disappear from social media altogether. With a heavy heart, she deactivated her accounts, the carefully constructed digital world crumbling around her. The contest ended, the winner never announced. The identity of the Watcher remained a mystery. Sarah, burdened by the experience, moved to a new city, a ghost of her former online self. She rebuilt her life slowly, the constant pressure for validation replaced by a genuine desire for privacy. The allure of social media fame had been a seductive trap, a chilling reminder of the dark side that lurks beneath the surface of seemingly perfect online personas. Story number 3. The Whispering Walls. The haunting of Elmwood Manor. The town of Elmwood held a dark secret, whispered in hushed tones by old-timers. It centered on Elmwood Manor, a once grand Victorian mansion that now stood cloaked in shadows, its windows like vacant eyes staring out at the world. Local legend spoke of a tragic love story gone wrong, of a young couple who died within its walls, leaving behind a restless spirit. Emily, a budding paranormal investigator, was drawn to Elmwood Manor like a moth to a flame. She convinced her friend, Mark, a skeptic but willing participant, to join her on a night of exploration. The air crackled with anticipation as they stood before the imposing iron gates, the overgrown grounds shrouded in an unsettling silence. Armed with flashlights and a recording device, they scaled the crumbling gate and cautiously entered the overgrown yard. The mansion loomed before them, its peeling paint and broken windows adding to its air of desolation. A cold wind seemed to emanate from the building, sending shivers down their spines. Mark, despite his skepticism, felt a strange unease. The air grew heavier as they pushed open the creaking front door, a wave of dust swirling around them. Cobwebs draped cobwebby curtains, obscuring the moonlight that tried to pierce through the grime-coated windows. Tentatively, they explored the cavernous rooms, each step echoing hollowly in the dead silence. The air was thick with the musty smell of decay and forgotten memories. Emily, recording their progress, kept asking questions into the darkness, hoping to elicit a response from the rumored resident spirit. Suddenly, a loud creaking noise from upstairs sent a jolt of fear through them. Mark drew in a sharp breath. "Did you hear that?" Emily, her heart pounding, nodded. They exchanged a nervous glance, then decided to investigate the source of the sound. As they ascended the rickety stairs, whispers seemed to swirl around them, disembodied voices muttering in a language they couldn't understand. A chill ran down their spines as they reached the landing. A single door stood ajar, a faint light flickering from within. Hesitantly, Emily pushed the door open, revealing a dusty nursery with a rocking chair swaying gently back and forth, as if propelled by an unseen force. A wave of nausea washed over Mark. Emily, despite her fear, aimed her flashlight at the chair. Lying crumpled within it was a small, dusty teddy bear. A single blood-stained tear rolled down its porcelain cheek. Just as Emily reached out to touch the bear, a blood-curdling scream echoed through the room. A shadowy figure materialized in the corner, a young woman in a white dress, her face twisted in anguish. Mark let out a cry and stumbled back, tripping over a broken rocking horse. Panic surged through Emily. She grabbed Mark's arm and yanked him towards the door. Ignoring the figure's mournful cries, they fled the room, slamming the door shut behind them. They raced down the stairs, the whispers pursuing them like hungry ghosts. Back outside, they stumbled out into the cool night air, gasping for breath. Looking back at the imposing silhouette of Elmwood Manor, a sense of overwhelming emptiness settled over them. They had undeniably experienced something unexplainable, a chilling echo of a past tragedy. Days later, researching the mansion's history, Emily stumbled upon a diary written by the daughter of the original owner. It detailed a forbidden love affair, parental disapproval, and a desperate attempt to elope. The young couple had planned to meet in the nursery, but a fire broke out, trapping them both inside. Emily contacted local historians and together, they delved deeper into the historical archives. They unearthed news articles about the tragic fire and the subsequent investigation. However, none mentioned a vengeful spirit or a ghostly presence. Armed with this information, Emily returned to Elmwood Manor with Mark. Standing before the nursery door, she addressed the spirit, not with fear, but with compassion. She spoke of the tragedy, of the enduring love story, and the need for the spirit to find peace. Silence followed her words. Then, a low, mournful sigh seemed to emanate from the room. As Emily turned to leave, she noticed the rocking chair had stopped moving. The oppressive feeling that had hung over the house had lifted. Elmwood Manor remains closed to the public, a monument to a tragic love story. Emily and Mark never returned, but they carry the memory of their encounter with the Whispering Walls, a testament to the enduring power of heartbreak, even beyond the veil of life. The true terror of Elmwood Manor wasn't a vengeful spirit, but the raw emotion of a love story forever silenced.